Hello everyone, I'm Penrose776. It's time for my favourite time of the year, Mythic Banner, Mythic Banner, Mythic Banner. Let me remind you, I play Aether Raids as like my main thing, and it's Freyr. Freaking finally. How long has it been since the last time we see? He's an Anima Mythic. He's an Anima Mythic. Oh, baby, this is what I'm talking about. He just did something at the start of the turn. What did he do? I guess we'll find out what he did by reading his stuff, but we can get there later, because right now he's an Anima Mythic. Have I mentioned that Anima, great season, still needs more good mythics, I think. Like, the fact that, okay, to be honest, it has some really good mythics. It has Mirabilis, we love Mirabilis. It has Arvel, who I've been getting great use out of. It has Femoris, who is really pretty great. That's about it. Okay, I'm being a little silly with you, but considering what Anima is up against, it could kind of do with a couple more pals. And here's one of them, Freyr, a blue beast. His beach version has been in the game for a while, but actual Dream King Freyr, this is his first time showing up. Blue Cavalry Beast. Let's look at his weapon first. The Dream Horn. Accelerates special trigger, cooldown count -1. At the start of combat, if a unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, inflicts attack defense -X on foe, where X is 50% of highest total bonuses among unit and allies within free space unit +6. So basically, it's always at least attack defense -6. If there are any buffs, let's go with +6 buffs to all stats as a potential thing. That would be an extra 12, so attack defense -18 is the upper limit of what's almost certainly possible. But even if you've just got +6 to 2 stats, that's attack defense -12, which is still pretty dang solid. Also, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack during combat and reduces damage from attacks during combat and from area of effect specials, excluding rogue area of effect specials, by 30%. At start of turn, the unit is adjacent to only beast or dragon allies, or is not adjacent to any ally. Unit transforms, otherwise unit reverts. If unit transforms, grants attack +2 to unit. Inflicts attack defense -X on foe during combat, where X is number of spaces from start position to end position of whoever initiated combat +3, max 6. And also, if X is greater than or equal to 5, reduces damage from foe's first attack by 30% during combat. That is the new Cavalry Beast transformation effect, the one that they're getting on all their refines as well. Fun that. Seems pretty solid, but nothing really standout so far. I mean, massive -attack, -defense, and just forever damage reduction. Those are pretty good. Guaranteed follow-up attack is decent, but pretty much any Omni tank he's facing is already going to have a way of dealing with that, so that's more for just picking off supports. Basically, I don't see this guy super winning combats. He looks like he might be tanky enough to not lose combats sometimes, which might honestly just be enough as it is, but yeah, that's where we're at. Specialist Ignis. Alright, this guy has always traditionally been a very high defense and res character, and it looks like that's not changing here. High defense, especially by the looks of it. In his A slot, attack defense clash 4. Very solid skill, especially for cavalry units. In his B slot, lull attack defense 4. So the lull 4s, what they do, inflicts attack defense -X on foe, where X is equal to 4, plus the number of bonus effects active on foe, max 8, and neutralizes foes' bonuses to attack and defense. So pretty solid skill. Again, it's just a little bit more stats than Lull Freeze, but hey, it's still a great skill. One of the best stat skills you can actually run in the B slot. And a lot of Mythics especially go around just throwing random buffs on people for no specific reason, so may as well take advantage of that by removing them. And getting extra stats from their bonuses as well. Now for his C slot. Dream Deliverer. PRF C slot, makes sense. All legendaries and mythics get at least one PRF extra skill aside from their weapon. What does it do at start of player phase or enemy phase? Oh, Gregor timing. If units within 2 spaces of an ally, neutralizes any penalty that takes effect on a unit or allies within 2 spaces of unit at this time. Hello. Okay, so already I'm thinking pretty good support against player phasey teams, like your Gale Forces, that sort of thing. They can sometimes... Ooh, actually, suddenly I really want to run this guy on Chaos Season defense. This... like, forget Anima for a moment. This is a counter, hopefully. Well, no, let's finish reading the skill first. At start of turn, if units within 2 spaces of an ally grants defense res +6 and resonance shields to unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. And if units within 3 spaces of an ally grants defense res +4 to unit and inflicts special cooldown charge -1 on foe per attack during combat. Only highest value applied, does not stack. Okay, so honestly, I think this counts a lot of things. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what this counts as just due to the timing. Traditionally in Fae, start of turn effects apply simultaneously. However, this isn't a start of turn effect, this is a start of phase effect. So, well, is it simultaneous? Is it not? We do have a way of telling. We can test with Gregor, but I don't have a Gregor, so I, personally, have no way of telling. But I'm sure we'll figure it out very quickly as soon as this unit is actually in the game. However... Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait a flipping second. Does this counter Elimine? Okay, look at it this way. It applies at the start of player phase and enemy phase. So, based on the timing, if it applies after, or effectively after start of turn effects, Elimine applies false start, it immediately gets removed before it can be applied. If it kicks in before start of turn effects, Elimine applies false start, and then he removes it at start of turn before Catria can be affected by false start. If it applies simultaneously, so long as it kind of falls into one of those two categories, it's still fine. Well, that seems very good to me, honestly. That seems very good. And it also... a lot of people will look at this and go, oh, it's anti-synergy with Legendary Robin. Well, yeah. But it also protects you against stuff like, oh, to pick a random example, Mark and Spring Triandra, who are possibly the best pair outside of Unity stacking for getting ridiculous stat advantage on your combats. They rely on debuffs being around to do their thing, which is something that he's shutting down. Basically, I think, is Elimine dead? Is Anima Season going to be swinging back towards being defense favored again? That's really interesting. I was about to say, and his res +6 helped him res stack Catria as well. I'm not sure if I even need to res stack Catria anymore. Oh, well, it is a very exciting time for me. I've got to work out how to slot this guy into my defense, but yeah, Freyr. His weapon was kind of a little underwhelming, but his C slot, I think, makes him a very exciting mythic to potentially play with. Let's keep going, see what his animations look like. Oh, he's blasting. And, why are they having him beat up Elm, huh? Hey Freyr, what did Elm ever do to you? Who else is on the banner? Very important. It's legendary Lilina, legendary Sigurd, legendary Atri, Big Four, Elimine, Medeus, Arthur, ooh, Celine, Ingrid, Nafuz, and male Alia already? Well, I guess he didn't get a banner to himself. But yeah, those are some pretty solid units. Let's finish things out here by breaking down the color by color. For once in my life, I wonder if best color on this banner maybe isn't the color of the new mythic. Because blue, okay, Freyr obviously is the funky new unit that you're all pulling for, but, well, okay, Nafuz is also a very strong offense mythic. I've been playing around with her. She's pretty dang good. And Ingrid, well, okay, Ingrid does have that arcane weapon, but honestly, as far as the arcane units go, she's kind of whelmed me a little less than the others. That being said, yeah, if you're rolling, if you've got a use for that arcane spear, definitely actually Ingrid quite valuable. So blue is still a very good color, don't get me wrong, but look at colorless. Okay, admittedly this might be my 8th Raids player bias showing through, but Medeus, invaluable defense mythic. Elimine, even if Freyr beats her, right? Not everyone's going to be rolling Freyr. Elimine is still, even with this potential counter coming out, she's still going to be the unit that is just the best for tanking like 90% of defenses out there. Just bring Elimine, use your damage reduction, have a great time false starting whatever nonsense they've got going on. And Arvel is freaking great. I freaking love Arvel. If you've seen any of my defense videos, you know how much I love Arvel. If you haven't seen any of my defense videos, go watch them so that you can see how much I love Arvel. Next up, red I think is pretty good. Legendary Lina, legendary Sigurd, still pretty solid units. Male Alia is great, but both photo-wise and potentially stat-wise, depending on what exactly you're looking for, he's just kind of a little bit worse than female Alia. And then green, listen, I don't think there's a bad color on this banner, primarily. Just remember my rule of, if you're rolling for a color on a legendary or mythic banner, make sure you want all 3 of the units on it, because if there's a unit on that color you don't want, they will find you. That's more or less it, honestly. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm pulling Freyr. I am pulling Freyr so dang hard. But I want to hear what you guys think of this. What do you think about him finally being in the game after how many years? And are you going to pull for him or any of the other colours? Is there maybe a unit on this banner that you've been waiting for? Aside from that, likes and subscriptions are always appreciated. I've been me, Penrost, out.